Vikings turned the ball over 4 times. They fell behind by 10 points and still managed to beat the Chicago Bears. Didn't make a lot of sense, but you could say that about the Vikings season as a whole. At one point, they were 3-6 and appeared to be going nowhere. But coming into this week's game against Washington, the Vikings were on a 5-game winning streak and in prime position to earn a spot in the NFC playoffs.
Rated everyone 10 and up.
Second and 8 from the 39, no score first quarter. Jackson under center, receivers left and right. He's on a straight drop, hit as he throws to the left side, badly overthrew the receiver, and it's intercepted by Fred Smoot in front of the Vikings bench, inside the 20 to the 15, cuts to the right, and the former Viking Fred Smoot gets an interception and gets down to the 8-yard line. It is first and goal. Todd Collins is under center. He fades to fire on 3rd and goal, looks over the middle, dumps it. It's caught by Santana Moss, hit at the goal line close, and he did not get any shy. It'll be 4th and goal if they opt to go for it inside the 1-yard line. Tightly packed eye behind Todd Collins on 4th and goal. Handoff, fullback Mike Sellers dives in through the left side, touchdown. The Washington Redskins have taken the lead, and they've scored 6 points. They have scored a touchdown off a Tavares Jackson interception.
Now we got a challenge by Brad Childress. He didn't like the call.
After reviewing the play, the runner did not cross the goal line with the ball.
So it is first and 10 Vikings from their 1. Handoff goes to the tailback to the right side, and he's hit at the goal line.
That's a safety.
Trapped in the backfield on the right side was fullback Tony Richardson, I believe, hit at the goal line. And that'll be a Washington Redskins safety. There will be no challenge this time. Chris Cooley, slot left. Keep your ears out for him. Collins, the veteran, out of the shotgun, passes left, and it's caught in front of the Redskins bench and caught for a Washington Redskins first down at about the 43-yard line. DJ and Chad Greenway as the linebackers, 2 receivers left and right on 3rd and 4. Todd Collins back to pass, passes left, man wide open, caught, first down, and it's Rashae Caldwell. The veteran caught it in front of Cedric Griffin, his second big 3rd down catch of this quarter.
Watch that closely, because later in the game, I think those balls are going to start coming our way.
And on 1st and 10, Collins, he rolls out to the right, holds the ball, passes over the middle, caught. Chris Cooley wide open, 5, end zone, touchdown. A 33-yard touchdown from Todd Collins to Chris Cooley.
And there were 2 breakdowns on that play, Paul. The first one, no pressure on Collins. He had all day to sit in the pocket and give Cooley time. The second thing is E.J. Henderson was on Cooley for a couple of seconds. He thought he had him for long enough, but he pulled his eyes off him. Cooley snuck in behind him, smart, running where the defenders aren't.
1st and 10 from Washington's 49. Jackson back to pass, zips it left, caught. Robert Ferguson on a slant. A 54-yard field goal, right hash. Cullen Loeffler snap to Chris Kluwe is good. Longwell with a long line drive. The kick is up, and it is no good. He missed it left. A missed field goal by Ryan Longwell, who had hit 8 consecutive field goals. And the Redskins get good field position at their own 44. Collins fakes a handoff, protected nicely, dumps to Clinton Portis, caught at the 50, angles back to the right. Vikings territory, first down. He's tackled by Ben Lieber and Chad Greenway. Washington 2 of 5 on 3rd down. Vikings with a base defense. All 3 linebackers are in. I formation. Collins takes the snap, sneaks ahead for a first down. He was following the blocking of Casey Robach, the center, and Pete Kendall, the left guard. And Todd Collins dove ahead. The 36-year-old Todd Collins, making his second start in 10 years, has it 1st and 10. Fakes a handoff. Sacked at the 40 by E.J. Henderson. E.J. came blitzing in from the left of Todd Collins, and he caught him for about a 7-yard loss. And for E.J., he now has 4.5 sacks this season. It's 2nd and long. Snap. They bobbled it. They botched it. And Cedric Griffin crushed Frost. 3 carries, 3 yards for Peterson, the single set. Jackson on 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Fires over the middle. Caught. 45 of the Redskins, first down. And catching it in front of Fred Smoot is Robert Ferguson. Adrian Peterson, the single set. Shanko motions right to left, back to the right. Jackson fakes a handoff to Adrian. Back to pass. Dumps it right. Caught Visante Shanko. He fumbled. He dropped it. And the Washington Redskins have recovered it at the 41-yard line. It's recovered by Kedrick Golston, who also trapped Tony Richardson in the end zone for a safety. Chester Taylor and Bobby Wade in, receivers left and right. Jackson takes a high snap, steps up, hit as he throws, intercepted. Sean Springs, Tavares pass to the left side, picked off Sean Springs.
So, again, the Viking defense getting a chance here to step up and say, hey, climb on our back, we'll take you to the playoffs.
2nd and 10, Todd Collins back to pass again, looking left, fade left for Santana Moss against Marcus McCauley. Caught Santana Moss, touchdown, Washington Redskins.
And we've seen it before with Marcus McCauley. He was in fantastic position and just jumped late for the football. Santana Moss had his eyes on the ball where they belong and got up and got it away from him. But, Mark, again, that young man is going to have to grow up quickly, folks. I mean, Antoine Winfield being out, that's the first time that we've seen a situation where we'd say, hey, if we had Antoine in there, we might have been better off.
2nd and 10, Collins, handoff, Clinton Portis drawn, it worked. Left side across the 25 to the 20, and he's ankle tackled by Sharper at the 15. 1st and 10 from the 15, an I formation behind Collins, who pitches right to Portis, and he passes into the end zone right side, and it is caught by Antoine Randall for a Washington Redskins touchdown and a 22-0 lead for Clinton Portis. His first pass of the season for Antoine Randall, his first receiving touchdown this season.
Let's go, defense.
They are 2 of 4 on 2-point conversions. Empty backfield, Collins back to pass, dumps over the middle, bobbled by Cooley, incomplete. So it's 22-0 Redskins with 44 seconds to go in the first half. Santana Moss wide right. He has a touchdown reception. Rashae Caldwell left. Washington 4 of 9 on 3rd down. Collins back to pass, protected sweetly, dumps it over the middle, caught. Antoine Randall at the Vikings 40. He wiggles his way by Dwight Smith at the 35. And Todd Collins is back to pass on 1st down. Passes right, caught Santana Moss for a 1st down at the 21-yard line. A gain of 11. Defensive lineman Lorenzo Alexander is slot left. Handoff goes to Liddell Betts, and he bulldogs his way up the middle across the 10. Taken down at the 5-yard line. Chad Greenway on the tackle, a 10-yard run, 26-yard try, right hash. Snap, spot, the kick is up, and it is good. Sean Sweezum split the uprights, and the Redskins extend the lead to 25-0. Wade in motion, right to left, 2nd and 10 from the Skins 48. Jackson fakes a handoff, protected beautifully, dumps it left, caught Tony Richardson. The Pro Bowler barrels past the 40, runs through former teammate Fred Smoot, and he's down at the 37-yard line, gain of 10. Greg Coleman, Pete Bursich, Paul Allen, 3rd quarter action, 25-0 Redskins, who just had to use a timeout. And Jackson's back to pass on 1st down, slings it over the middle, caught by Bobby Wade at the 22. He heads to the far side. LaRon Landry brings him down to the 17. It's a 19-yard gain. Adrian Peterson returns. I formation behind Jackson, who fakes a handoff, and he passes left to Robert Ferguson. Caught at the 2. Ferguson crawls into the end zone, but he was touched down at the 2. A 16-yard completion, and it's 1st and goal. Now Richardson motions out to the left of Adrian Peterson, who's the single set. Jackson takes the snap, back to pass on 1st and goal. Dumps it left, and it's caught. Touchdown, Jim Kleinsasser. Merry Christmas, Jim Kleinsasser. That's your first touchdown in 4 years, and the first touchdown tonight for the Minnesota Vikings. 7th this season for Tavares Jackson. Robert Ferguson in motion left to right. Chester Taylor is the single set. Jackson's under center, and Tavares takes the snap. Skins rush 5, screen right. Caught Taylor to the 45, across the 40. Bounces off a defender inside the 40, and he's hit and stopped at the 34. A gain of 14. Couple of tight ends to the left. One Shanko in motion left to right. Offset eye left. Jackson back to pass. Blitz is on. Passes left. Caught Wade at the 5. 1st down. He's stopped by Fred Smoot. It'll be 1st and goal. Vikings from the 5. 3rd and goal from the 6. 2 receivers right, 1 left. And Tavares is back to pass on a huge 3rd down. Steps up. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! Tavares Jackson with his 2nd rushing touchdown this season.
That's what we need out of the quarterback. In the pocket, nothing's there. He decides he's just going to pull it down and take it north and south for the touchdown. But a great job by Jackson. Hey, surveying the field, nothing there. Be an athlete and score. So nice little turnaround here. Hopefully it's not too little too late.
Santana Moss left. Antoine Randall right, offset eye. And Collins with a 7-step drop goes deep left side. Santana Moss caught in front of his bench. They say he's inbounds at the 47-yard line. That is a 23-yard cold-blooded connection.
Childress is on the field, but he's taking a look at it. We need that replay quick, man.
Oh, Collins fumbled the snap. Vikings got it. Now Childress was arguing with the officials. Vikings ball. Childress was arguing with the officials. Meanwhile, the Redskins hustled to the line of scrimmage, trying to sneak away with a play. And Casey Robach and Todd Collins screwed up the exchange. And the Vikings have recovered it in Redskins territory.
After reviewing the play, Minnesota had 12 players on the field.
Skins ball.
There'll be a 5-yard penalty from the 47 to the 48-yard line. 1st and 5.
When Washington subs players, Minnesota has to have the same opportunity to get their players on and off the field. And that's what Chili is livid about. And he has a valid point, Pete. When the offense substitutes, the defense has to be allowed that same opportunity. That's why the Vikings, that 12th man was coming off of the field.
Well,
but to no avail.
Chris Cooley right opposite Cedric Griffin. Now joined by Brian Kozlowski, a tight end in motion. He goes back to the left. Toss right, Clinton Portis. He gets by the 15, sprints by the 10, cuts back to the left, and it's a touchdown for the Washington Redskins. Touchdown, Clinton Portis put a big old move on Dwight Smith inside the 5.
Clinton Portis put a move on Dwight Smith. Greg Coleman, I don't think he even laid a finger on him.
Well, I think his shoes, his jockstrap, and everything else is standing out there on the 3-yard line.
Jackson takes the snap, back to pass, zips it right, caught Robert Ferguson, first down at Washington's 13. 4th and 10, Jackson facing a big blitz, hurls it into the end zone, incomplete. That was LaRon Landry who came blitzing in, and he hit Tavares Jackson. Flag in the end zone, by the way.
Pass interference, number 21 and 9 defense in the end zone. Ball will be placed at the 1-yard line.
Wow.
First down.
Jeff Dugan in motion left to right. Tavares fakes a handoff, boots out to the right, sprinting for the end zone, diving for the end zone, and getting into the end zone. Touchdown, Tavares Jackson. Tavares Jackson's second rushing touchdown tonight. Overall, he has 3 touchdowns, including a passing touchdown to Jim Kleinsaucer, Jim's first touchdown in 4 years. 4 receivers, Redskins rush 4. Final play of the game, Tavares Jackson back to pass, heaves it to his right into a crowd of Redskins who knock it away, and that's the ball game. The final score from Minneapolis, Washington 32, Vikings 21.
And that's the most disappointing thing about it, Paul, was that it was there on the table for the taking, and we didn't get it done. So right there, that's the most disappointing thing.